I'm the Nevada Stray Cat. I've come to the car wash today in order to give my mighty black chocobo one last bath before the winter truly sets in.
It's easy to do mental shorthand and think that desert, therefore hot. But in large parts of the world, and even the United States, this simple equivalency doesn't hold true. Wendover, where I live in my dad's house these days, is on very nearly the same latitude as New York City, is, in point of fact, very slightly north of Gotham. So it gets cold here in the winter. It rarely snows, because snow is precipitation, and the defining factor of a desert is that it doesn't get much precipitation. But it gets full smurfing cold. In principle, I could equip my heated riding gear and soldier on, but I don't actually have any heated riding gear, nor the budget to acquire it this year. Narrative interjection. I came to the car wash that takes debit cards, only to discover that they were closed for the winter. And yes, it took me an unreasonably long period of staring at the water controls to notice the sign which said, "Closed for the winter." So I rode over to the other car wash to check if they were open. And I'd like to mention that my Blue Sky Mutual Sharky, of the Etsy store Sharky's Waters, link in the description, donated to my gas fund through my Ko-fi page, under the promise that I was going to be doing an episode about a trip to Ely. But funny thing, the Ely DMV has suspended doing motorcycle skills testing for the winter, because it's cold and most people aren't riding. So I didn't end up making that episode yet. I will, and I'll hang on to Sharky's donation until then. But for now, I've decided that I'm not going to make any episodes for a few months. Before I get into that, I'll mention that this car wash was still open, but the reason I didn't just come here first was that this one only takes quarters, and I didn't actually have any. So I rode off to the credit union to acquire some. And back to my winter decision. I've decided to put the channel on hiatus for a few months. The days are getting colder, and the rides I have to take to make episodes are getting longer. It's too cold for me to be comfortable camping, and I just don't have the budget for motels. So, for a few months, I'm not going to be making any episodes centered around those long rides. I'm not going to be posting to any regular schedule. I might make some videos about modifying the Ryker, as I still have a couple of mods that I haven't installed. Or I might make shorts featuring me tooling around Wendover on warmer days. But nothing regular, and nothing long. Having acquired a couple rolls of quarters, I head back down to the car wash. This fellow wandered by to ask about the Ryker. That happens to me a lot, and we ended up talking about life, the universe, and everything for about 10 minutes. And I didn't ask for permission to have him in the video, so ask. But if you'd like to know my opinion of the Ryker, I have a whole episode about that, which you can find in the end card link. It's the only episode I've made which has received more than 1,000 views time of recording. I guess people are interested in, or at least curious about, the Ryker. The Ryker's owner's manual recommends not using high-pressure water when washing the trike, as it may remove protective coatings from the plastic. I start with a low-pressure pre-soak, then move to the brush. For the sake of brevity, I've only shown part of those processes, but I did in fact get the whole machine. I want to stress that this is not the end of the channel. Elvis willin' and the crick don't rise, I'll be back in the spring. I have plans for episodes I'd like to make. A trip out to where they drove the golden spike that linked the Transcontinental Railroad, for example. Hopefully, a ride along US Route 50, which has been labeled the loneliest road in America. And there's a possibility of something happening out in California, which I can't do more than hint at just yet. In April, there's apparently a trike rally down in Vegas I'd like to attend, but details are sparse outside of Facebook, a platform I find deeply problematic and deliberately do not use. If the organizers happen to see this, I welcome a response to my email. And speaking of response, I have received a couple of comments to the extent that I have a nice voice. Thank you. And if you have a project you're working on which could benefit from the inclusion of a nice voice, I am available. More quarters, and I get the clear coat and rinse, then head home. And yes, sitting on a seat I just washed gave me a case of wet butt. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the season. And as a special thanks for watching, I've included a blooper from my attempt to film the episode introduction. I'm the Nevada Stray Cat, and I'll see you in a few months.
I'm the Nevada Stray Cat, and I've come to the car wash today in order to give my Marty Black Chocobo one last what? Blah, 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 blah. Take two.